Hi everyone, welcome back to Learn English with May. So today is actually the first day of this spring semester for my university. I think it is the same for many universities uh, countrywide in Japan. So I work as an assistant professor teaching English at a university in Japan, and let me give you all a little run through of what I do on the first day of the semester. So the first thing that I do, of course, is to make sure that I have all of the students' names and their email addresses and their student IDs in both English and also in Kana printed out to make sure that this is how they spell their names and this is all their IDs. So the first step is for us to make sure our students' names are spelled correctly. Sometimes the learner management system does a good job, but sometimes it doesn't really do a good job, the registration system. So we just need to make sure that the students are happy with how their names are spelled. It also helps me pronounce their names properly for the rest of the semester. Also, because our students are today, my class is a first year first semester student. What that means that they might be struggling a little bit with accessing their emails or their learner management system. So I make sure to print everything in hard copies so they can sorry. I thought somebody was knocking on my door. Sorry. So I make sure that I have the hard copies for them in case they are having trouble accessing their email addresses. So of course we need to be prepared for very difficult situations or unexpected situations where the students might not bring their laptops, or they might not bring their chargers for their laptops. They might not have paper. Sometimes students forget pens and all sorts also. So we just need to be kind of prepared for those kind of circumstances. It's rare, but it does happen, especially with technical issues. A lot of students find it difficult to have access to the internet. They find it difficult to access their email addresses. They sometimes forget their passwords. So, you just kind of need to be prepared for those kind of things, and it happens to almost all students from every university. It's not just one university. This is something that is kind of expected of first year first semester students. But once those things have been ironed out, it becomes a much smoother ride the rest of the semester. It's just the first day. I also teach in English only, which makes it doubly difficult for the students because some of them have never been in a foreign language classroom where the medium of instruction is English. So it makes them feel very nervous and anxious, of course, understandably. So there are just a lot of things to go through, and there's a lot of just warm-up activities to get to know one another, and that's what we do. That's what the first week is for. And while teaching though, I do have a really good system which I think have worked for me, which might be useful for many other teachers as well. I think many other teachers use this system as well. So before I teach, right, like for every class semester, I have a small notebook, and every day I note down, I have a bullet point list of all the stuff that I would like to accomplish in this class. And then as I continue with the lesson, I cross them out. If I accomplish them, if I don't accomplish them, I just kind of leave them as like for the next class. But this gives me an idea of what's happening for the next class as well. And it helps especially if you have multiple classes with teaching the same subject. Another thing is I use this notebook to note down everything that needs to be, that stands out, I suppose. So if there's a particular reaction to an activity, or if you notice something about an activity that you've used for quite a while, it has worked well, but it didn't work well for this particular group, kind of note it down so you can see and reflect later on how you can improve it. Maybe it's the delivery, maybe it's the instruction, or maybe it's the material, maybe it's the level of the students' English language that is, that that affect the smoothness of how the activity went. So yeah, keeping a notebook is a really good idea. Note everything down, things that you have said, things that you think need to be done for later classes, behaviors that you might notice from the students, the questions that student might ask you, so you can answer, give answers to them later on. So all these things are really important. So take note, because you will not be able to remember every single thing. So it's really important to take notes. And I think for university teachers in Japan who are teaching foreign language classrooms, we do get quite a lot of classes. Sometimes it's not ideal. We get big number of students in a language classroom, but it's challenging, but at the same time you need to make the best out of it. And because of that, you need to take notes. Otherwise, it might be difficult for you to recall what happened at the previous class, or you might not be able to help some students that you might have noticed are struggling, but because you're very busy with other classes, it might like slip your mind. So you really should take notes. And I've done this at least 5 years, and it's great. And one of the other benefits of this is that it helps you reflect. Reflection is a key element of being a good teacher, right? And the second thing is that it helps me when I write action research papers. So yeah, like when I was writing my autoethnography, it was a really good resource, because it was almost like a journal, and it helped me pick up some stuff that I couldn't remember any longer. So yeah, take notes. Have a small book with you, and always take notes. Another thing is, of course, just the technical stuff, like have a dongle ready, make sure that your laptop's charged fully, so you can, if you can't find an outlet, you can at least, plug your laptop in and things like that. And of course, hydrate, stay hydrated. If you can buy yourself a Brita bottle like this, which helps you save money, because you don't have to, waste natural resources, go buy new water bottles all the time. And you can drink tap water, because there's a filter in this bottle. You should do that. That's a really recommended tip, of course. Yeah, I think that's mostly it. And that's how I prepare for my first day, or almost every single day of all of the classes that I teach. Okay, everyone, I'm gonna go now. I have a class in the evening, so I'm going to just go for a little stroll and come back to my office and continue prepping for the rest of the week. Thank you for watching this, and if you have any questions regarding jobs and work life kind of questions related to English language teaching, working in Japan, please do leave a comment under my video. Thank you.